December 7, 1941, a date etched in the annals of history. A day that began like any other Sunday in paradise, the sun casting its golden glow upon the tranquil waters of Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Little did anyone know, the serenity of this December morning would soon be shattered, forever altering the course of the Second World War. At 7:55 a.m., a deafening roar pierced the peaceful Hawaiian air. Japanese warplanes, soaring in from the vast expanse of the Pacific, descended upon the unsuspecting U.S. naval base. It was a surprise attack, a devastating blow that plunged the United States headlong into the global conflict. The seeds of conflict between the United States and Japan had been sown long before that fateful December morning. Japan, a burgeoning military power with its eyes set on expansion in Asia, had been met with increasing resistance from the United States. The U.S., advocating for an open-door policy in China, viewed Japan's ambitions as a threat to stability in the region. In an attempt to curb Japan's aggression, the United States imposed a series of economic sanctions, including a crippling embargo on oil. These sanctions, while intended to deter further Japanese expansion, instead fueled resentment and pushed the two nations closer to the brink of war. The attack on Pearl Harbor was swift and merciless, a surprise assault that would forever change the course of history. Japanese aircraft carriers, positioned strategically in the Pacific, launched wave after wave of fighters, bombers, and torpedo planes. These meticulously planned attacks were designed to cripple the American naval fleet. Battleships moored at Ford Island, caught unawares, became sitting ducks for the relentless aerial assault. The surprise and intensity of the attack left little room for defense. The sky above Pearl Harbor, once a canvas of blue, transformed into a chaotic inferno of fire and smoke. The once serene harbor was now a scene of utter devastation and chaos. The USS Arizona, a mighty symbol of American naval power, was among the casualties. This proud vessel, once a beacon of strength, was now engulfed in flames. Struck by a devastating torpedo attack, the Arizona exploded in a fiery eruption, taking with it the lives of over 1,100 sailors. The loss was profound and deeply felt across the nation. In total, the attack on Pearl Harbor claimed the lives of over 2,400 Americans, leaving a nation in mourning and thirsting for retribution. The impact of this day would resonate through generations, a somber reminder of the cost of war. Section 4. A Nation Awakens. The following day, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, his voice heavy with sorrow and indignation, addressed a joint session of Congress. In a speech that would reverberate throughout history, Roosevelt declared December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. With these words, he galvanized a nation, uniting a divided public behind the call to arms. The United States, once hesitant to enter the global conflict, now found itself thrust onto the world stage as a major player in the fight against tyranny. Roosevelt's stirring words, imbued with a sense of righteous anger and unwavering resolve, marked the beginning of America's full-fledged entry into World War II. Section 5. Miscalculations and Resolve. The attack on Pearl Harbor, while a tactical victory for Japan, proved to be a strategic blunder of colossal proportions. The surprise assault on December 7, 1941, aimed to neutralize the U.S. Pacific Fleet, giving Japan free rein in the Pacific. The Japanese High Command had gravely miscalculated the American response. They believed that the United States, reeling from the attack, would be too demoralized to mount a significant counteroffensive. They had anticipated that the attack would cripple the U.S. Pacific Fleet and deter further American involvement in the Pacific. However, the devastation only served to galvanize the American spirit. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant. The phrase, famously attributed to Admiral Yamamoto, encapsulated the unintended consequence of their actions. The American people, outraged by the assault on their homeland, rallied behind their government with a fervor unseen since the nation's founding. Enlistment offices were flooded, and factories shifted to wartime production almost overnight. The attack on Pearl Harbor had shattered any lingering isolationist sentiment. The nation, once divided on the issue of entering the war, now stood united in its resolve. It had unified a nation, transforming it into a formidable force determined to defend its values and defeat the forces of aggression. The resolve and unity displayed by the American people became a cornerstone of the Allied victory in World War II. Section 6. The Arsenal of Democracy. The United States, with its vast industrial capacity and unwavering determination, quickly transformed itself into the arsenal of democracy, providing crucial supplies and munitions to its allies in the fight against the Axis powers. American factories, once producing consumer goods, were retooled to churn out tanks, planes, and ships at an unprecedented rate. The war effort touched every aspect of American life. Millions of men and women joined the armed forces, while countless others contributed on the home front. Women, in particular, played a pivotal role, taking on jobs previously considered the domain of men. They worked tirelessly in factories, shipyards, and offices, proving instrumental in sustaining the war effort. Section 7. A World Transformed. The entry of the United States into World War II had a profound impact on the global conflict. It marked a turning point that would reshape the course of history. American military might, combined with the unwavering resolve of the Allied nations, ultimately turned the tide of the war. The collaboration and strategic planning among the Allies were crucial in overcoming the Axis powers. From the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, where brave soldiers stormed the shores under relentless fire, to the islands of the Pacific, where fierce battles were fought in dense jungles and treacherous terrains, American forces fought with courage and determination, playing a decisive role in liberating Europe and defeating the Axis powers. Their sacrifices and heroism were instrumental in bringing an end to the war. The war, however, came at a cost. The toll on human life and the devastation left in its wake were immense. Millions of lives were lost and countless families were torn apart. The world grappled with the horrors of the Holocaust, a dark chapter in human history that revealed the depths of human cruelty and the use of atomic weapons, which brought unprecedented destruction and ushered in a new era of warfare. In the aftermath of the war, the United States emerged as a global superpower, its influence extending across the world, playing a leading role in shaping the post-war world order. Initiatives like the Marshall Plan and the formation of the United Nations were pivotal in rebuilding and maintaining peace. The attack on Pearl Harbor, a day forever seared into the collective memory of the United States, galvanized the nation into action, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present need for vigilance, and the importance of vigilance in the face of tyranny. The lessons learned from this conflict continue to resonate today. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the ability to rebuild and recover even after the